As a precautionary measure, 6 different mind readers were used. The same procedure was applied to witnesses for the prosecution or defense in another building some distance away. Not a word would be exchanged, and on the 2 following days, the procedure would be repeated, this time for 8 hours. On the 4th day, all the mind readers submitted their notes to a panel of 3 judges who interviewed and cross-examined the accused and the witnesses. There were no lawyers or juries to impress. The judges had before them all the particulars of the case and wanted to be absolutely sure of the guilt of the accused. Why? The penalty was death, Michel, but a terrible death, the murderer being thrown alive to the crocodiles. As for rape, which was considered worse than murder, the punishment was even crueler. The offender was coated with honey and buried to the shoulders in the immediate vicinity of an ant colony. Death, at times, would take 10 or 12 hours. As you will now understand, the crime rate was extremely low among both races, and, for this reason, they had no need for prisons. Don't you consider that excessively cruel? Consider the mother of a 16-year-old girl, for example, who was raped and murdered. Doesn't she endure, in the loss of her child, cruelty of the worst kind? She did not provoke or seek her loss, but she must suffer. The criminal, on the other hand, is aware of the consequences of his actions, thus it is just that he be punished very cruelly. As I have explained, however, criminality was almost non-existent. Returning to religion, I said earlier that both races believed in reincarnation, but there were variations on their beliefs that, at times, divided them. Certain priests diverted masses of people to group them, under their leadership, in these variant religions. The divisions that resulted among the blacks had disastrous repercussions. Eventually, about 500,000 blacks emigrated in the wake of their priests to Africa, to the area where the Red Sea is now. At that time, the Red Sea did not exist and the land was African. They began to construct villages and towns, but the political system as I described to you, which was fair and effective in all respects, was abandoned. The priests themselves elected the heads of government, so that these leaders became, more or less, puppets manipulated by the priests. From that time on, the people had to face many of the problems that are so familiar to you on earth at the present time: corruption, prostitution, drugs, and all manner of injustices. As for the yellow people, they were very well structured, and, in spite of some slight religious distortions, their priests had no say in the affairs of state.